Alright, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kieran, and yes, welcome back to a brand new episode of Fallout Mod Update. For those unfamiliar, in these videos I take all the news and updates from most of the mods I've covered on the channel and throw them all into one single video to save you the hassle of going through about 10 different videos. So without further ado, let's not waste any time at all and jump right into the first mod update. Fallout London is up first, and that is because they have a lot of exciting stuff that's been released recently, stuff that I'm personally quite hyped for. So earlier this month, London released a ton of brand new screenshots for the mod, which shows off locations, a few weapons, some weird NPC posing, and environments in general. Most of them appear to be the outskirts of the map, but you can still tell the difference between the UK wasteland and the one back in the US. I'm loving the details put into the buildings and to the landscape. This one image in particular looks like a screenshot from the first Red Dead Redemption, which is really strange to say, especially if it's, towards a screenshot from Fallout, Now, one of my favourite things when it comes to checking out massive mod projects like this is finding standalone mods, and London has recently released two brand new weapons. The M72 Gauss rifle is not original to Fallout London, but it was actually taken from Fallout 2. There are a ton of customization options as well you can play around with. It's a nice, very cool looking lore friendly weapon that will fit nicely right into your Fallout 4 playthrough, and also is available to download right now if you want to get it. The EM2 rifle is a British classic and is available to download right now also. The gun has one of those tiny side quests attached to it to help you obtain the weapon, just in case you can't be arsed saving up your caps and spending them at a vendor. There is a few upcoming weapons such as the umbrella and a cricket bat grenade, which are quite interesting indeed. I'm looking forward to those coming out. But don't worry, we're not done with London just yet. They also released a brand new progress video, which, by the way, I always love how all these mod progress videos have the exact same layout to them, Have you noticed, like, they'll always have a little tiny narrator at the beginning and they all talk the exact same. They always have like large fucking spaces between their sentences and everything. Like, if anyone wants a narrator for their mod video, I'd totally be up for doing it just for the shits and giggles, Anyway, their lovely narrator gives us a listen to a track called Sterile, which, to be honest, is nae bad. I was listening to it while I was writing and I was like, okay, this is quite fitting, I like the tone. We also get a swatch at some concept art as well, which, you know me, I do like some fine art. This piece gives us a look at some gangs in the Burrows area of the mod, all looking very punk 60s England, except for this fucking nerd right in the middle. Like, you can always spot the nerds in the crowd, But my favourite bit of art shown off in the video is, a ghoulified version of the Queen and her like 2 wee dogs. To be fair, I actually had a right wee giggle when I was watching the video and seen that. I was like, that's interesting. The Queen is still alive even till, 2279 or whatever? I know that's not the year, it's that I think what was the year of Fallout 4? Is it 2289? There is some more info featured in the video that I've covered in the past, so if you want to check it out, I'll leave that down in the description below, as well as the links to the mods. Yes, we are back with Fallout Kanawha, a project that missed the last mod update video, so I'm happy that they're back with this one. We don't have much in terms of anything, really, apart from a brand spanking new logo for the mod, which does look pretty snazzy, by the way, I'm not gonna lie, and a couple of concept art pieces. The art looks very post-apocalyptic, which I know is quite funny to say because Fallout is post-apocalyptic, but not many other mods have this sort of art style to them, Don't know if that's just me or not. So if you're sitting there wondering, hey, why haven't we heard from Kanawha in such a long time? Well, from what Sly, the project lead, has told me, the progress in the world space has been completely redone from scratch, meaning that all the progress that you have seen in older videos, including my video as well, has all been completely redone. Still, I have high hopes for the mods, much like with our next one. Welcome back to the Frontier, a mod that I have not talked about in a very long time. This was actually one of the very first Fallout mod videos I did on the channel. And by the way, since it's been such a long time that I've covered this mod, expect an individual video, because it's actually come close to release. There's a ton more gameplay coming out. It's insane, like the mod is fully just going in, I was about to say pumping mode, that sounds wrong. But yeah, the Frontier has been hard at work lately, and it has a lot of things to talk about. Let's start with one of the big ones, which is the latest gameplay to come out of the mod. This 10-minute gameplay, which again I'll have linked down in the description below, is mainly exploring the world space, showing off many landmarks and a bit of dialogue with NPCs. The amount of mods crammed into this gameplay is just really cool, I'm loving it. The stats to the right there is a very nice touch, as well as the sprinting animation. I really like the sprinting animation. I see that they also added the Fallout 4 mechanic of quick checking containers instead of fully opening them and doing it that way. Now the gameplay wasn't the only video to be released, as the developer also uploaded a devlog. This devlog detailed a few things like how the team is in bug fixing mode, and how a lot of work is going into the armors and clothing. According to the devlog, there are 178 new armor icons that have been added, which is quite a lot of work. They also showed off a weapon called the Jericho Cannon, which looks like an absolute monster. Like, Jesus. I would not like to go up against that thing. There has also been a ton of screenshots over on the Discord from the past few months, so I'll show them now. Oh yeah, by the way, this is a post-editing Kieran here. While making this video, the Frontier team decided to release a massive 25-minute long video about characters and about quests, which, fuck, I can't shove all that into this video. There's just so much to digest with this gameplay alone, so I'm going to make a separate video on this gameplay, so do not worry, I will be covering this. If you want to watch it, I'll leave it down in the description below, like the other one. I also heard, by the way, that most of this mod is in fact done, and is very close to releasing, so it seems like 2020 is the year that the Frontier will finally come out. I do love New York this time of year, even though I've not set foot on US soil, but you know. So my dear friends over on the Empire Waste project have been hard at work on their mod, and what I like about them is that they're always constantly showing off screenshots of the world building progress. Here is a look at portions of the city that are looking pretty nice. Even a look at the subway there as well, which actually reminds me of GTA 4 for some reason, I don't know why. One image that interests me the most here is this one of the entrance to East Harlem. I think it's the most interesting to me because it is the first image of a post-war town in the mod, even though it's only an entrance, but still, you know, it's a tease. The project lead Portawolf actually tells me this map is now 25% complete and is still growing, which, yeah, they've got a lot of work to do. There is also going to be a few custom weapons in the mod as well, with this one already being revealed as Liberty's Torch, a new melee weapon. This one hasn't been released as of yet, but keep an eye out on the Empire Waste Discord for more information. Same goes with another melee weapon that will be added called the FDNY Hook, which also will be released later down the line. Now, judging from photos, it seems like this mod is going to be absolutely massive, possibly bigger than the original Fallout 4 map. So all I'll say is, good luck to you, Porto, and to the team. Hopefully the development goes well and goes smoothly, and yeah, just overall good luck, because this is a massive project. I just want to start out by showing this single screenshot of Good Springs. This image looks absolutely stunning and makes me really excited. I don't know if you guys can tell if I'm excited by this image or not, but I'm really, when I looked at it I was like, holy fuck, it's happening, it's real. So for Fallout 4 New Vegas, there hasn't been too much in terms of released content like last year, but again, we did get a few sneak peeks at areas around the Mojave. Here we have the entrance to Vault 19 that looks super atmospheric in this screenshot. As you're seeing them just now, I just want to say to the person who actually took these screenshots, great job by the way, because these look really superb with just the angles and the lighting alone, like, they just look really nice. But yeah, not much to really talk about here, as it is just essentially world space screenshots, but the New Vegas project is looking to be one that actually might be complete over the next few years instead of us sitting here and waiting about 10. The Fallout 2 remake returns with a few screenshots to share, as well as a look at a new standalone weapon. It feels like all of these mods have the exact same thing going for them now. They have screenshots and they have fucking standalone weapon mods. That's like they're all doing good. First up, we have a look at a location called Warehouse TO A10, which seems like a simple location, but as you can see, progress is definitely being made on the mod. Over on the Discord, they shared what I believe is the first piece of soundtrack for the mod that has been made by, sorry if I'm going to butcher this name, Izuna? Is it Uzuna? hopefully Zinzuna, which is currently playing in the background right now. So let's dial back a wee second. What is that standalone weapon mod, you guys are probably wondering? Well, it is in fact a remake of the classic 10mm pistol from Fallout 2. I actually feel like in my Fallout 4 there's probably going to be like 5 different versions of the 10mm. But yeah, the gun looks good, and if you're curious about its release, keep an eye on the Discord. If you don't have Discord by now, you really should. I encourage you to do it. Now, YoShift also is back at it again with some more concept art of the place after the player completes the Temple of Trials. YoShift just seems to be everywhere, man. Every time I'm on a mod and there's concept art, I just see the YoShift logo just down at the bottom right. I feel like it is actually everywhere. A guy called Joey also made some concept art of the pathway leading to Navarro main base. Both of these look very nice, by the way, just want to say. There's like 3 projects in particular, right? Actually, do you know what? I'm hyped for all of them, but when it comes to like insane amounts, I'm hyped for New Vegas, I'm hyped for London, and I'm hyped for the Capital Wasteland. Yeah, I like it. I'm really excited to get back to this, and I'm really excited to see all the new stuff they have to show. So we get a look at the missile launcher from Fallout 3, which hopefully gets released as a standalone mod, which, coming from these lot, it's most likely going to happen. These are the guys that had like a DLC roadmap or something like that, you know? The team's 2D artists have been hard at work creating billboards that you would have seen back in the original Fallout 3. I think the big thing right now they are showing off at the moment is a Capital Wasteland themed workshop pack with new furniture and a new building kit. All of which reminds me heavily of Fallout 3, which I suppose is the goal after all. Oh man, see, like this makes me really hyped because if you don't know already, I love the workshop. I love creating my settlements and all that. And when this mod was initially announced, I was like, will they have settlement mode? Because that was my dream. That's what little Kieran's dream was back in the day, was making his own settlement in Fallout 3. So I hope it was, and it turned out to be true. So yeah, I'm excited. I am really excited. I'm a wee kid now. There is an absolute fuck ton of items that will come with this pack, including, if you want them, the sex lights you find in Dukov's place. You know that those weird things. The sex den lights. Next we get a look at Tenpenny Tower, which looks pretty bang on to how it looks in the original. Now the Tenpenny Tower screenshots look fine, to be honest. There doesn't really seem to be much graphical difference between how it looked in Fallout 3, judging from these screenshots. However, when it comes to the new Underworld ones, oh, that's a different story because these ones look absolutely swell. The lighting is spot on, and with the added Enclave armor, the screenshots just look fucking sick. They look really nice. Time for some Badlands news. I know you all like some Badlands news. I like Badlands news. The team over at Badlands is currently powering through the story at this time, so there isn't really much to show. I'll be honest, like, there isn't really much, but I know they are looking for additional writers and editors, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, then again, I say this with every mod, but jump on their Discord and just leave a CV or something. I don't know, just say you're interested and they'll be like, hey, I hear you're interested in writing, you want to come help us out? So we have 4 bits of concept art to look at today. One of them is a group called the Gonks who reside in Dawntown. This would be the first dwarves in the series since, what, I want to say like Fallout 1 or 2, I think? This short super mutant is referred to as Gonk, and judging by the name he might be the leader of the Gonks. We also get a look at new mutants in the Badlands Wasteland. The first one being the prickle bug that can hide inside their cactuses is some sort of shell. These creatures aren't hostile, but they can be spooked rather easily. The other mutant is the Gila, but there isn't really any info on this I could find on the server, so I messaged one of the devs and they told me that this creature is in fact a real one that can be found in real life called the Gila monster. They look to be turning this one into like a dinosaur looking thing, judging from the concept art, so I'm excited to encounter this one, I must admit. So that was it for today's episode of Fallout Mod Updates. I hope you all enjoyed the content that was showed off here today. Also, if you guys have any big Fallout World mods that you want me to cover on the channel, then please leave it down in the comment section below. Anyway, special thanks to my brilliant patrons, Kaji, Devil, Proxy1, TG Monster, Enigma Plays 115, and Jack Greywind for your continued support over my Patreon. Thank you guys so much, I do really appreciate it. But yeah guys, that's me for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed the content, and again, if you guys want to go and check out these mods individually, I can link my Fallout New Wasteland videos down in the description below, so you can go catch up on all of them, see what the story's about, see where they're set and all that sort of jazz. And again, if you want to go direct to the source, I'll link that down in the description below as well. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Bye bye.